guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. Today I have a really supplemental review. This is a 2016 Yamaha FJR1300 ES. Of course, you know I regularly ride a 14, and I've got the full review of that up. I'll put that up here. But this is my first chance in riding the 16. Now they made some, I don't even want to call them major changes, because it's an all-new transmission and clutch, and then the rest is pretty much cosmetic, or things I won't be able to show you because they're lighting changes. They went to LED headlights and taillights and blinkers in the back. Other than that, everything is the same. Slightly revised dash display, I notice. The biggest difference I see right away is glancing down at the speedometer. These digits are not as easy for me to glance down and read. It seems like the horizontal lines are a lot thinner, the part of the numbers. It just looks weird. I can see the gaps a lot more in this. Maybe it's just that I'm used to the previous display, but to me, the older design on the gauges was just easier to read. The right side's all the same. They still have the faulty panel that burns, and they use that in several different bikes. That particular LCD panel is simply a faulty design. Now the clutch has been updated for year 16, but if you keep up with my channel, you know that I already did a how-to video on how to retrofit the prior year FJRs for about 300 bucks, which is the absolute steal of the century for a mod, to get not only a much lighter clutch pull, which this has, of course I'm used to it, but you get a very good slipper clutch for 300 bucks. I mean, it's just a no-brainer if you have a prior year FJR. Everyone that's done it, that's followed my instructions, has loved it. And you just can't beat the price. But what I'm really interested in is the transmission, because I had seen people report that it feels about the same. I'd seen people that say, oh, it's a lot smoother. Well, the big change is it has 6 gears. However, it is not simply an added on gear. They changed the ratios of everything. So in the end, what you get at top end is just a 10% reduction, which is extremely minor. Just cruising around here, I can't even tell any difference. 10% is nothing. I mean, it's just a few hundred RPM difference at a highway speed. Pulls exactly the same. You know, it's butter smooth, all that kind of jazz. Now, the feeling. It feels exactly the same to me. It is still got that little bit of a clunk going gear to gear. It's minor. It's just not a butter smooth video game like shifting experience that some other brand new model bikes are. That's really about it. Everything else feels exactly the same as my 14, of course, the clutch being the major difference. Basically, it means you don't have to worry about blipping the throttle on a downshift at all. It just goes. Are those turn signals a little different? I'm not sure. Just for some reason, the actual bulb position, maybe I'm just noticing it. It just looks a little bit different. I'm trying to think of anything else here that is catching my eye. Oh, well, my butt does not feel very good because I'm on the stock seat, and I have really been spoiled by the aftermarket lamb seat on mine for years now. What a difference it makes. I mean, it's fine for these short little rides. You would never know that the seat is so horrible, because it does take a little bit of time in order for it to come out. But it kind of feels like I'm sitting on a plank compared to the aftermarket, where it's built for me, number one, but so much more supportive and in all the right areas. This isn't a bad seat for a half an hour at a time, but my goodness, for this kind of price, they really need to redesign their seats. I can't say that I miss the blue. My previous FJR was the blue. I mean, I like it. And if they had come out with a red, it at least would have tempted me to upgrade. But now that I ride with this new transmission, I have absolutely zero even desire to upgrade. It makes absolutely no difference to me. It's actually a negative for most of the riding I do. I'll start out in first, maybe go to second, and then go right to top gear because I'm already doing whatever speed I'm doing. 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, top gear. So this just means I have to click once more. I hardly ever use third or fourth now, which would mean I'd hardly ever use third, fourth, or fifth. It's just not that big of a spacing difference. They did it more for marketing, just to say, oh, look, now our bike has 6 gears. It would be different if they had kept the same ratios and added an additional gear, dropping the top end RPM significantly. But 10% is nothing. It's just, to me, not worth doing. Certainly not worth selling your bike for and upgrading to. The clutch, though, man, that is a huge difference. When I ride an older bike now with a stiffer clutch pull, whew, yeah. Ooh, that was a little sketchy water there, a little slick. Come on, R1, he is having fun slingshotting. Yes, the R1 is back in the demo fleet, at least for now. They had pulled it previously because, well, too many wrecks, and one guy at a show last year took out both R1s and both R6s in one crash, doing, well, allegedly, according to the demo team, doing some stunts. Yeah, they weren't too happy about that. So they pulled all their sport bikes for a while, but it's back today. I don't know if I'll demo it today or not. I'm really not interested in it. If I had a track anywhere close, I would be, but I don't. Oh well. Oh, funny story. I was scheduled to do this review a half an hour ago. I go to jump on the bike, put my helmet down on the seat, I'm putting on my gloves. A swarm of ants comes out of my gloves and helmets because my dumbass set everything down briefly on the grass next to the bikes, right on a freaking ant mound. I don't know if they were fire ants, but they were tiny and they were pissed off. So I had to skip the ride, and it took me about a half an hour just to clean them out. Obviously, you can't put that on your head, and I'm glad I happened to see them before I put it on my head. That would have been a really bad day. Alright guys, so that'll wrap it. Like I said, this is just a short supplemental review. For anyone curious what the difference is between the 15 and prior transmissions and the 16, feels exactly the same. All the difference is in the clutch. I'll link to my clutch article if you want to do the upgrade yourself for about 300 bones. It is absolutely worth it. It's extremely easy. I show you everything you need to do and everything you need to order. It's a no-brainer. Other than that, save your money. Unless you're coming from a Gen 2 or Gen 1, not worth it. Not at all. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.